So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment. Hi everyone, Martha here. So we have a couple, and next week, in 4 days, we have Haunted Mansion. But for all you guys who do not know, 20 years ago, there was another Haunted Mansion that was made by the same exact company. So this one that's coming out in 4 days, or 3 days when I put this out, probably, is technically a remake. Now, it may not have the same story, which is good. Maybe it'll be able to adapt this ride into a movie a lot better. So yeah. So what happens in this one? Why I don't really like it. And I really hope this new one doesn't do the same thing. I believe that the ghost should be the main characters in these movies, not the person being haunted. Now, if the person who is being haunted comes one of the ghosts, that's fine. Because the whole entire point of the ride is that you go into the house and the narrator welcomes you and offers you to come and join their haunted mansion, and you escape if you go for the ride. And I have only been for the Nightmare for Christmas one, but I have studied all of these rides really well and learned their history and stuff like that. And the sad thing is they only give some characters from the ride actual characters. Only one they had to use is Madame Yoda, the Hatchet Lady. She's not here. The Box Ghost. He's not here. The Grave guy who's with her with his dog. He's not here. So instead, they kind of do a whole entire Butler thing, because it reminds you a little bit of Clue, except for worse, because the whole entire thing with the Butler did it. So like that, and we have to deal with now Eddie Murphy's good in this movie. He can be funny. Also is the guy from Princess Bride. Both of them are funny. I would say the guy from Princess Bride some are funnier. I would laugh at more of his jokes. But the sad thing is, I don't think he's based off any ghost in the ride. And I don't think the maid is either. And I don't think there's a butler in the ride either. If there is, they're one of the 99 ones. That the other ones are not really included with the ride. They could have done, I really hope they used the Hatchet Lady in here. She's basically, in the new one, because she is really, really scary in the ride. And she deserves a movie on her own, where she's basically she's basically the Black Widow in real life and kills a bunch of husbands. So yeah, she should be have a movie for herself, and so should a lot of the other. We could have a whole entire movie about Madame Yoda. So yeah, but and they kind of go past her, break her joke when one moment she's supposed to be all but rhyme, speak all in rhyme, but eventually she breaks that joke in here. So I don't know. I do like the fact she's actually in here, but I don't like the fact that they eventually break her joke, break her gig of asking her, "Oh, we're already at this work here." And I think the lady from Liar Liar, she's doing a great job playing her as best she could, but I really don't know if she's really the right person to play her. But I think some of the lines you say here is kind of funny. I mean, there is some scenes in here I would say is scary, like when the butler like sneaks up on Eddie Murphy. That part's a little scary, but there is bad CGI in this. Terrible. So it's already kind of dated. If this is a regular movie that was not based off of a well-known property, it would be fine by itself. But the fact that you don't really get much from the ride is sad. Because the only thing we get from the ride, besides Madame Yoda, is one scene where they go through a bunch of ghosts who are like standing around having fun, and then there's also a scene where we get to see the four statues who sing the super place, 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 happy hunters, but Taylor your lies. That song, and then they go, but at least they keep their gimmick. But the thing is, at the very end of the movie, they keep these 5 ghosts who are from the ride alive afterwards, after the curse has been lifted. That doesn't make any sense. How come those 5 did not move on with the other 94 ghosts, since there's 100, since 190, okay, 994 ghosts. Why didn't they move on with those guys? Huh? Since that's how many is supposed to be on the ride. And there's not really like any master in the the mansion, really, except for like the narrator. I was heard like if anybody's who's the master, it would be like the narrator, and there's like no correlation where the guy who is wanted to take Eddie Murphy's wife away from him is the narrator. There's like no clue. There's like no clue that's him. So if anybody, that's what I would think. It would be him. It would be the head of the house who'd want a wife and who'd want to move on. But and there's really no, and all of them are villains, really, not just one of them. So not if like there. I don't know if there's a butler there. If there is, let me know. But the butler would not. I would say, if anything, I would want either the Hatchet to be the villain. I would somebody that's actually from the ride that we know be the villain. That's so okay, the Hatchet. I'm happy that they maybe like the box office being the villain, the new one, but there's like no hint to this here. So basically, what's going on in this movie is that Eddie Murphy's character and his wife want to sell a house and they go there to look at the house, and then the hostess tries to basically take away Eddie Murphy's wife away from him. The kids end up like having to go for their own little character development. Like the little boy ends up getting over his spiders scare, and the daughter ends up like standing up for herself with like going under the water and getting stuff like that, and learning that the bubble is basically maybe something to do with her mom, but it's not. It's just we just find out basically a whole entire thing that's kind of like Clue. Like we find out the butler did it. The butler killed his master's fiance. Well, because she lived in she was from a different world, and he didn't want them to be together. And so he gets sent. He tries to send them to hell after they find out that he did it, that he poisoned her. But he gets dragged to hell literally by a fire dragon. So I think some parts do hold up, but I just don't think that this movie should have been a Haunted Mansion movie. Some parts are funny, yes. I like that trespassers don't get cookies. And when the maid tries to take suitcases away, and then he says, "You can't take it with you." The hell I can't. So yeah, I did like those two, and I found those two were funnier than some of Eddie Murphy's lines. I mean, So I just really wish they were actual characters in the ride. That's all. So I would probably like give this movie like a 6 out of 10. I really hope the new one is a lot better than this one. And please give give the main characters and the rides characters. Okay, if you and then you can give the person's being haunted character. Do both. Don't just pay attention to the person being haunted. Pay attention to having the ghost there who are actually in the rides. I mean, I like Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow was funny from Pirates of the Caribbean, but the sad thing is they mismade a new character up, and this gave him character. When we had characters in the rides, in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, who didn't get character, but and then we just made a whole bunch of new ones, which is fine. But those ones were actually more interesting. And the sad thing is, none of these guys are interesting, really. Except for probably, like, the maid and the second butler. I don't know why there's two butlers here. Whatever, the guy from Princess Bride is supposed to be. But, yeah. So, let's... And I would think they would be, really, trying to help... I don't think they're... I don't know... There's not really supposed to be any friendly ghost in this movie... In these movies. They're not... There's no cast... There's no Casper in this haunted house. Even though they say... So get lost, Casper. like... Casper does not exist in this ride, okay? He is not. So... That's basically it. So I'll see you guys later. Here are describing. Can't wait for the Haunted Mansion 2003 comes out. 2023 comes out. Why do they have to make them with the same number at the very end? It's so darn confusing. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And bye-bye.